Welcome back. This is Retirement News Online. And contrary to popular belief, estate plans are not just for the wealthy. Most people do have something of value and could benefit from an estate plan. Not only can it maximize the value of the estate, it also allows for informed decisions on your assets while you're still alive. My guest to discuss this is Jim Tewalt in Glendale, Arizona. Jim, good to see you. Welcome back. Let's begin this discussion by talking about the difference between wills and trusts.
Well, a will is a legal instrument. It's basically designed to appoint someone to handle your estate at your death and to tell the court where you want your assets to be given after you die. A trust is generally, it's called a revocable living trust, and living just simply means that the trust is in existence while you are alive. It doesn't come into play, or it doesn't go into force when you die like a will would do. The major difference between a will and a living trust is that a living trust, or assets held in a living trust, will escape probate or going through the probate process. And the reason for that is that the trust doesn't die when you die. The trust remains viable. It actually becomes its own tax-paying entity when you die, and whoever you name in your trust to carry out your wishes is going to be empowered to do that. The second thing that a trust does is that it enables people to get past conservatorship. Now, what's conservatorship? Well, if you have let's say that you are going to sell your house, and on the way over to the title company, you or your spouse has a TIA, suffers a mild stroke, and suddenly you're unable to sign your name. Well, once you get to the title company, you're not going to be able to consummate that transaction. You would not be able to do that unless you had empowered your spouse to sign on your behalf. If your house was in a trust and you had empowered your spouse to sign on your behalf, you'd be able to get past that situation without a problem. So one of the other ways of dealing with that is pretty popular these days is a power of attorney. But powers of attorney in the state of Arizona, first of all, after a period of a couple of years, they begin to get what's called stale. In other words, financial institutions don't like to take them if they're too old. They're afraid that if they act under that power of attorney and it's been around for too many years, that somebody else might come in next week with an updated version of it, and suddenly there would be problems for that institution.
Well, Jim, it's been said that estate planning isn't just once and done. Can you talk about why?
Well, first of all, I think that everybody needs an estate plan of one kind or another. If you have any assets at all, you need some kind of a plan, and that plan could be simply just adding a beneficiary designation to a life insurance policy if that's all you had. But over time, your circumstances are going to change. You're going to have more children. Those children are going to grow up. Some of them are going to be good money handlers. Others are not going to be good money handlers at all. You might have a special needs child or a special needs grandchild. And as these circumstances in your life changes, it generally requires that you make some changes in your documents as well. Someone that you appointed as a successor trustee to handle your financial matters when you were younger may not even be a friend, or may not even be in your life in your later years. So I think it's just important every 2 years or so to take a look at your estate plan, make sure that it still does what you want it to do, and that the people that you've authorized to carry out your wishes are still the people that you want to authorize to carry out your wishes.
Jim, talk about how life insurance can be an important aspect of retirement planning and estate planning.
Well, life insurance, again, has a lot of different applications, but one of the applications that we use it for is that most people, mothers especially, dads are a little bit more pragmatic in this area, and I'll explain that in a moment, but most moms really want to leave something to their children after they pass away, and life insurance is a great way to do that. In fact, life insurance today, hybrid life insurance that could be where you could accelerate the death benefits to pay for long-term care type expenses if you need them, but if you don't, leave that money as a legacy to your children on a tax-free basis. That's pretty exciting. It's a great planning tool, and it allows your dollars to do kind of double duty.
Well, Jim, finally, I get from the discussion that this is a pretty complex process. It's important to get professional help here, isn't it?
It's very important to consult a professional. In the state of Arizona, we have a program called the Legal Document Preparers Program, and I'm a certified legal document preparer. I can prepare documents based on your wishes, but I cannot give you legal advice. And there is no attorney-client privilege when you're working with a legal document preparer. So if you're in a situation where you need advice as to what kind of an action to take, an attorney would be the person to go to, and we would be the first persons to direct you to a qualified attorney in that kind of a situation.
All right, Jim, it was great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. Again, appreciate being here.
My guest has been Jim Tewalt in Glendale, Arizona. You're watching Retirement News Online.